Welcome to Rise and Wine, the podcast where we talk, you sip. I'm your host, Alicia.
And I'm your co-host, Seattle.
Okay, first apologies for the way we just quick ended that segment because we were trying not to have too long of episodes, but Seattle did the little change up with the little game of how well we know each other, and apparently we don't know each other. Not at all. Not even nothing at all.
No, who are you?
Exactly. Did I take the wrong baby?
Yes.
In the hospital? See, Alexis used to ask me that. Do people ask if you're babysitting? Because she looks nothing like you. I'm like, aw, we look alike, right? I love you. Okay, so I wanted to change it up. Seattle is not going to be with us for a couple weeks. I do have my friend Brittany coming into the studio.
If you're watching this, I'm in the grave.
You're not in the grave.
No, I'll be recovering in my bed, but that to me is the grave.
Yeah. But yeah.
I'm just sad. I'm losing weeks of April.
I know.
It's right when it's starting to get warm.
But you don't have to go to work and you just sit outside.
You're right.
You're right. You don't have to not be in the sun.
It'll
you can
be
go
like
tan.
COVID all over
2
again.
weeks vacation on the porch tanning if we get any of that sun.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We'll see.
Also, guess what I'm going to do tomorrow?
What?
Starting tomorrow, I'm going to fast.
Starting tomorrow?
Yeah. I have to wake up and I just have to have black coffee, tea, water. And I'm doing a 3-day fasting just to reset everything.
I'm not reading it.
I know. But so anyways, it's going to be interesting because I'm going to be my job is so physical. And today I thought about how.
Yeah, you shouldn't fast.
I'm going to try it. I'm going to do it.
Show me. If you can do 24 hours, that's all you need.
No, actually 3 days is known to just have a better result. And
this is your first time fasting, and you're a very active person.
Well, I'm not going to be active. I know.
Okay, I'm just saying you should just shoot for 24 hours your first time.
I'm going to go little by little, but yeah. Yeah, maybe I don't know. We'll see.
She goes, no, 3 days.
Go big or go home. Okay.
She's from Texas.
Yeah. Can you tell? Okay, so I wanted, because again, I ended with the show saying that my first 2 segments were me being interviewed by Seattle and Sydney. And so everybody got to know about me. And then after that, Seattle decided to co-host with me, which I'm very happy for. And so as I was getting ready and doing things today, I'm like, you know what? We're going to not see her for 2 weeks. So I want to do a segment of where the audience gets to know you.
Yeah. And then I'll get to ghost you guys. It'll be like a real date with me. Yeah. I was gonna say. But I'm going to talk about myself. We're going to have a lot of laughs.
Yeah.
And then bye.
Yeah. So I try to come up with some questions that were to make things interesting. They're, not more of just fun, get your thoughts on things too. But the very first question is, what 3 words would you describe yourself as and why?
I'm going to say compassionate, because I feel like I'm very in tune with other people's emotions.
So empathetic.
And I want to say, I guess instead of compassionate, empathetic. Can pick up on the vibe easily. I'm going to say lighthearted. I love a good joke and I love to have a good time. And then I'm going to say thoughtful. I think a lot about myself, about life, and other people.
Yeah. It's funny you said that because last night we went to dinner. It was me and Ricardo and Luke, and Ricardo says something, and I was telling a story and I got emotional, and I'm like, oh, I'll cry about every story that I tell because I feel like I'm reliving it. I'm I'm just a person that feels everything, and I have so many emotions, and when something's asked, it's I'm living in that moment of time again. So I'm gonna, depending on the story, I'm gonna cry. All right, so the next one in regards to childhood memories, what's one memory from when you were little that still makes you laugh?
Hmm. I'll say this story just because I had said it the other day. But when I was younger, I was in the bathtub and my grandma came in, and I have a birthmark on my knee, but I didn't understand what that was at the time. And she looked at my knee and she goes, "Oh, honey, I think you have some poop on your knee." And so she watches me like frantically try to scrape and scrub this birthmark off. And then she was like, "Oh, like I'm just kidding. That's your birthmark." And that's when I that's when I learned what birthmarks were.
And that your
And
grandma was a jerk?
yeah, and that my
I'm just kidding.
grandma, yeah. But sometimes I just see it and I laugh because I just remember like the time I tried to scrub it off. And I told that story to Ever the other day.
Aw.
And then I tapped on her little freckle and I said, "You have some poop."
I remember the story when you were younger and you weren't like super young, but you were sitting in the back of the car and you had said, I think this half of me is
No,
Mexican.
wait. I just told this story too the other
And
day.
it was, I'm like,
Oh,
what? And you're like, you
yeah.
said I was half Mexican and half French and German. And I think this half of me is Mexican because I'm darker on this side.
Yes,
It's
I
hilarious.
just told this story at work like last week. I said, you want to hear something funny? You're told, like, when I was growing up, I was always told, like, "Oh, sweetie, you're half Mexican, you're half Mexican." And I just remember being perplexed. And one day, finally, like, it was days of me, like, literally, I don't know what came over me. I think it was because of the position of where I sat in the car
Yeah,
with my
the
car
sunlight.
seat, that
Yeah.
there was one arm that was a little bit tanner than the other. And that's when I was convinced. I was like, okay, there it is. And I don't think I learned for a really long time after that it wasn't how it worked.
I think I remember somebody saying something about like their stepdad was white, so they were half white. I think
Exactly.
that's hilarious. Okay. Um, as far as dreams and goals, where do you see yourself in 5 or 10 years?
Hopefully a mom.
Oh.
And I would say if you asked me this question probably 5 years ago, my answer would have been a lot different. I think I've just kind of changed that answer as time has gone by. But I've there was a short time in my life where I really had a lot of like goals and dreams as far as like career wise and what I like wanted to do or take on or what I thought I could do. And now I've pivoted back to kind of like my younger self of just like really wanting to be like a wife and a mother. And I think now it's kind of becoming normal, or at least okay, to aspire to be those things. Because I think I grew up at a time where it was like when I said that, it was just kind of like, that's it,
Oh,
you know?
it's a
Because you
big
had to
thing.
have these like big dreams and you had to have to want to move out of your hometown and you had to have to want, all of these different things for yourself. And it's like, why? You know?
I mean, I kind of probably added to that because I just wanted you to
Yeah.
feel like you had options and that that wasn't the only
But
thing that
that's
you.
just what they feed you to. Like you're in high school and they're like, "Where are you going to go? What are you going to do? Like dream big." And not that that's wrong. Like you should have goals and aspirations, but I just always felt like, something that really fills my cup, as you know, is just like being a good family member, like
Mhm.
being a good niece, being a good cousin, being a good sister. And I just felt like, all of the work that I need to do, or all the work that's to be done, is right here in front of me.
Mhm.
And so I've never really I enjoy traveling and I've gotten out and I've left. But
Yeah.
it's
I
just
mean,
like,
at the end of the day, when they ask me what my biggest accomplishment is, I say you girls,
yeah.
so I feel like I've ventured off into different things and did all the traveling and all that. And yeah, at the end of the day, I freaking love being a mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can see that. So, who or what inspires you the most and why?
Who or what? I would say this, this is so corny, but it's not. Jesus inspires me the most. He's definitely become one of like my biggest role models, especially within the past like year or two. And he's kind of what's just been like settled my soul into realizing it is okay to just like want to really fulfill my role in my family.
Mhm.
So I would say that. And, you know, every time, especially like we're headed into the week of Easter, you guys are probably watching this afterwards, but it's the Holy Week. And, you know, this story always makes me cry, always makes me super emotional. And just like imagining that someone can love you so deeply and right where you are. I really aspire to, you know, help people and love them in that way. And like when I see somebody struggling, I don't want to first judge them or, you know, be grossed out if that was the case. Like I really want to be able to have like a Christ like love on my heart. So
Mhm.
that's something that really motivates me.
Yeah, good answer. And I'm not offended that you didn't say me since you picked Jesus over me.
Yeah.
I don't inspire you. I'm just kidding. Let's see where
I'm
we're
like,
at.
can you turn water to wine?
I mean, I'm just kidding. So, what's something, this is like a fun and quirky
Okay.
question. What's something that you, or excuse me, what's something about you that most people don't know?
Mm-hmm. I would say, oh, everybody kind of knows me. I like on here as far because just if you know me now, you know who I am because I'm a very open book. So things that people wouldn't know about me would probably be things from my childhood.
Mhm.
And so I would say either that I got bullied a lot, which you guys know from my trauma dump, or that I was in chess club.
I don't think you mentioned you were in chess club.
Yeah, I was in chess club in sixth grade. I had advanced history with Mr. Meisinger at Lake Middle School. And I would skip my lunch to go sit with him and like four other nerdy guys. And we would sit there and learn and play chess on our lunch break. So,
Do you think you're
yeah.
still good at chess?
No, no. I enjoy it, but you know, my boyfriend watches like freaking, you know, rundown videos. He has like three different opening moves that he tries out like in rotation. He like studies like most people, you know, when you watch like TikTok live or Instagram live,
Mhm.
it's like people doing whatever to keep your attention.
Yeah,
He will watch people like break down like game analysis of chess games,
that's funny.
which I love. But I just realized, like, wow, I really fell off.
So what's interesting about that is that Luke plays chess on his phone,
Mhm.
and I was like, I wonder if you played Allion because he has a game downloaded too. And then I
Yeah.
told him that you played, and he's like, "Oh, is she any good?" And I was like, "I think so. I don't know."
Oh, he'd love to play me just to beat me.
Well, but we should set up a game between him and Allion then,
Yeah,
because Luke is just competitive.
I know.
He's just not gonna let anybody
I'll be
win.
like, Luke, you can't beat me in a debate. You can't beat my boyfriend in chess. Like, let's just be real.
Okay, and a hypothetical question. If you could live in any time period or anywhere in the world, where or when would it be and why?
Okay, I would either live in like medieval times, like Renaissance vibe, because I really like the art and I really like the outfits, like just that Victorian style. I like the knights, I like the jousting. I like, you know, feeling like I would be courted. But then another time, and this is why I laugh when you ask me this question, because what answer is this? Um, like frontier America. I would freaking eat up Little House on the Prairie. Like, I'm the oldest daughter, so I'm sure you could just see the vibe, you know? I'd be helping, I'd be leading the other little kids. And I just think like those were just such like Americans. Like they paved the way, they came here when it wasn't easy, they made their own clothes, they grew their own food. You know, you you just lived, you survived and you got by. You weren't like, what Instagram post?
Yeah.
Like,
You weren't concerned about everybody and what they thought
yeah,
about
it
you.
was like,
Hmm.
who
Yeah.
cares?
I know. It's a
Now we
simple
have too
life.
much time.
Yeah.
I wish I didn't have the washer machine and Wi-Fi. I would go back. I would go back.
I'll give you a little scrubbing board.
Okay, well, hey, I don't. That's why I'm like medieval time. I could be princess. It's like best of both worlds.
What if you're a peasant?
I know. It's like,
I'd end up being a peasant.
I know, but I feel like I could definitely be one of those peasants that might marry into Wells or like. To be honest with you, I would do what I had to do. Like if I did have to be a mistress for a better life,
Oh my God.
I would. Also, I think about this.
What would Jesus think about that though?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Jesus. It was the dark ages. But I will say something I think about very often is like I'm really blind. I'm negative 5.75 in like both of my eyes, and I just think like if I was born in any other time besides now, like I would be blind. Like no guy, but would I still look like this at the same time, right? So it's like she's good looking but she's blind. So like most people would disregard me, like the blind people were beggars, but like I'm good looking. So I want to believe that maybe like some baker would take me in or like a cheesemaker or
Cheesemaker.
yeah, the cheesery, the cheese Chazette. What is it
I
called?
don't know.
Yes. Yes, the dairy guy.
Dairy
If
farmers.
the dairy farmer, okay, here's my top 3 options. Dairy farmer, baker, and the one that makes the swords.
What about the shoe guy?
The cobbler.
The cobbler.
That's what they're called.
I know. It's just why isn't that something you find in the bakery?
Yeah, it's a peach cobbler. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Isn't that
I don't know what
interesting?
yeah.
I don't know. The English language.
Whatever. But anyway,
this is why the
next
English
question.
language confuses me. Okay. Fear. What scares you the most and why do you think it does?
Okay, so I'm an overthinker, and if I wanted to give you the sad one of like my whole family and friends dying, that would probably be the first one. But the second one would be drowning in hot sauce, because I always thought, what is worse, drowning or being set on fire? And then I was like, no, drowning in hot sauce, because you feel like you're on fire, but you're drowning.
That's real. That's a realistic fear then, huh?
Yes. What I have ops. Like, what if they're like, get her in the bucket? I don't know.
Okay. Interesting. Not spiders though, huh?
You guys are gonna see how my brain works and you will be confused.
Yes. Okay, truth bomb. What's something about the world that you think everyone refuses to face?
Oh, sure. Okay, that Jesus Christ is real. My conspiracy theory was, what time is it? Because what time is it? How do we know?
Yeah.
How do we know?
I do. I think that COVID messed with the times too. What if they were literally like, look how many people are anxious, right? They're anxious. They're not sleeping. Have been sleeping really good the last 4 days. Except last night with the rain. It was a little weird. But I said, what if like slowly they're like taking away like seconds and digitally changing. Everything's
They
connected.
are.
Exactly. Making
I know
everybody
that they are. What do you think?
everybody tired,
The math on
anxious.
the math on the leap year is wrong. Like they do it off like 365 point like 025, but it's like 0.02495, something like that. And like that little bit of extra time,
Yeah.
like that they're rounding up and stuff, like it does, I mean, seconds add up and stuff like that. And they've redone the calendar a whole bunch of times. And the Egyptian calendar is wrong. That, like, in my conspiracy theory, when you look at Egyptian archaeology, they'll use the Bible to be like, look, the Bible brings up this pharaoh, and here's a record of this pharaoh. So, like, it has to be accurate. But then it'll be like, oh, the Bible says that this city was destroyed at this time. And they're like, well, there is like archaeological evidence for that, but it's not actually during that time period. So they kind of like contradict themselves of like using it to be like, it's correct to mark this point in time, but it's incorrect when you try to compare it to this. So there's a guy named David Rall who practices in or studies new chronology of ancient Egypt. And essentially, all of the ancient Egyptian calendars are hung on like this rising star that they saw, that they believed came every like couple hundred years. But old Chinese records identified that rising star as Halley's Comet. So we know it comes like actually every couple years. And so when you adjust that and you realize, okay, this whole ancient Egyptian calendar is on this one, is essentially hinged off this one star sighting. Could that be wrong? Let's test it. Let's actually move the timeline to stack up multiple dynasties that were happening like during the same time, instead of like on a straight line, I guess I should say. Anyway, when you move the Bible, you end up finding like all of these archaeological sites then make sense. The wealth, like Solomon's wealth in that timeline, makes sense. And the book of Exodus then makes sense. And there's just a whole bunch. So if you guys want to fall down a rabbit hole sometime, like I already told you, truth bomb, what time is it?
Thank you for that. That can be a segment all on its own, and we'll invite Derek Anderson back on. Okay. Next question is secrets. What's a secret you've never told anyone but might share today?
I'll tell you a secret, Mom, that I've shared this secret one other time, and it was a confession to my sister. But when I was younger, my mom was a single mom. And she would make my sister and I take a shower together sometimes.
Oh my God.
To just save time because we were younger. But, I was like not feeling that because I'm like 8 years old and ready to just be like, get out of here, Sydney. Okay. She had pissed me off. I think I had shown my mom like a little bit of attitude, right? Like before I got in the shower, I was irritated. And I had to blow my nose in the shower. And I blew out a booger. And because I already see because I did not want to shower with Sydney, I put the booger in her hair. And then
Does she know that you did that?
She knows now. Like, it's all, you're the only one finding out now. Look, see this? I want to grab this camera and zoom in on your face.
Everybody can see my face.
Anyway, we got out of the shower and my mom was drying off my sister and she's like, oh my gosh, there's like a booger in your hair, like something. Da, da, da. I don't know if she put it together. Clearly she didn't, but we didn't take really showers together after that. So I felt like it had worked. And one day I just had to come clean to Sydney and I was like, hey, I don't know if you remember Mom finding a booger in your hair.
But
it was sure.
I hate that I'm laughing at you laughing at that because you're just a jerk with
I
that.
was
You were
freaking
so
8 years
mean
old.
to her.
I was
It probably was just
I was mean to her.
okay.
Don't.
Being a
Let's just
single
move on.
mom,
No, let's just
being a
move on to
single
the
mom,
next
and probably
question.
me being.
Let's move on to the next question. She stabbed me with forks. She cut up my freaking toys. She bit chunks out of my butt. She stabbed me. Like, she cut my hair. She scratched me. I have scars on me. And I put a booger in her hair because I didn't want to shower with her. And she's like, "You're so mean." Guess what? I told her, and I'm still the maid of honor. So
you need to go back to that Jesus comment really quick. Still her maid of honor. Oh my god. Okay, next question because that just triggered something there I didn't know.
Yeah,
We'll keep that secret to yourself next time.
Don't ask things you don't want to know.
I know, I'm afraid. Jeez. Love and relationships. What's the hardest lesson you've learned about love or friendships?
You know, I've learned a lot of lessons in love, but something that they don't tell you about love and friendship, or they do and you don't listen, I guess, is what I'm accepting is loving and being with being friends with people in just a season of time.
I don't like it, but yeah.
I don't like it either, but you know, you kind of just makes me sad. I have like friends that, you know, I was close with, but it's just like they're married, they have kids, you know, like now I'm in a, you know, long-term relationship, and now it's kind of like, you know, my friends that are single or like away in Columbus, and it's just like you meet people and you can still love them so much. It's just like you don't always have the time.
Yeah, that's sad.
It is sad, but that doesn't mean I love them any less. Like my friend, shout out Kenzie Phillips. I doubt that you would watch this, but I've known her since 5th grade and love her to death.
I still follow her on Facebook.
Yeah, I mean, I still have her on everything, and we'll like chat sometimes, but just, you know, and we don't live that far from each other. But
did you know her mom had cancer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why we brought that up.
I know, because it was
anyway,
because it was just sad to find that out, but she's doing better now. So okay,
Yes.
so next question. Sorry, bold choice. If you had to completely change your life path tomorrow, what would you do?
I would go to college right after high school. I probably would have found a way to probably go to like a cheaper school and move out.
No, this is asking if
right now.
Yeah, if you just
like if I could go back, or
no,
not
go
if
back.
I could go back.
If you just right now said tomorrow I'm going to change my life tomorrow, what would you be doing?
I would move out to California and I would try to hit it big as like an interviewer or like a TV show host.
Nice. Cute. Thank you for doing that. Legacy. What do you want people to remember about you? Not just what you do, but who you are.
I want them to remember me as having the it factor. But I want them to just have like their memory of me be a feeling of warmth.
Oh,
you know, not that it has to be a particular moment or a particular trait, but hopefully the accumulation of all of those things.
Cute. I like that. Embarrassing moments. What's the most ridiculous thing you've ever done in public?
In public? That rap battle is a little public, but I don't know. One time I peed my pants on accident.
You did? When?
Yeah, it was in high school. I was with one of my girlfriends. We were shopping all day and just laughing, making fools of ourselves. And we were at Fallen Timbers and we just had to pee so bad. And we're like running in there. And I don't remember what she had said to me, but that was just the last straw. and I peed my pants.
Oh my
And
god.
unfortunately, I have done that like a few times since
Oh
then.
my god.
I remember coming home. I was like rushing home from like a college class
Mhm.
and I had to pee so bad. And we had this toilet in my college house where like if you lifted the lid up like too fast, it would hit on the back of the toilet and fall down.
Oh.
And I have to pee so bad that I lift this toilet up so fast, like 3 freaking times. It keeps going back down.
Okay.
And I was like, I ripped my pants down, threw it up one last time, go to sit down. I started peeing on the toilet seat.
Oh
So it was
no.
falling off. I was so pissed, literally. And then the worst part was it happened again like a week later.
Oh my
And I
gosh.
was thinking, like, am I having problems? Because this was the first time I had like peed my pants since high school and laughing. And it happened 2 times. And the second time, it was actually like 3 times because one was on the toilet. The other one, I couldn't get my leggings off. I started peeing through my leggings.
Oh
Like
my
I
goodness.
just sat on the toilet in my leggings because I couldn't get it was coming down my leg. I was like,
Oh my god. Okay, but truth be told, we talk about how we won't pee in public, and
no,
we'll wait forever to go pee, and it's like always the
yeah.
last minute that we're like, oh my goodness, we're about to. I always make it to the toilet. I'm sorry, you haven't.
I make it to the toilet. The toilet doesn't make it to
Yeah,
me.
exactly. But that's why. It's because you always are waiting the last
I
minute to go to the
know.
bathroom. It's so bad. Sydney
Yeah.
said that her coworker said something to her, like she said something about like you probably should go to the bathroom before you get on the road, because what if like there's traffic or something? And
Yeah.
Sydney was like, and I was so glad I went pee because I did get
There
caught
is
in traffic and
yeah.
I would have had like, but you and I would have been like, oh, we're gonna
No, yeah.
chance it.
This woman told me today, or when it was like snowing, she was like, guys, make sure you go pee. Like it's snowing out. You might get trapped or something bad might happen. I was like, I'm not going pee. I'm going home.
Anyways, okay. Life swap. If you had to switch lives with a famous person for a week, who would it be and what would you do first?
Ooh. Okay, well, obviously Kendall Jenner, because she's just like one of the richest, you know. I mean, let's just be real. You a supermodel. Who wouldn't want to be a supermodel for the day?
But you picked her of all the supermodels.
Yes,
Heidi
she's
Klum.
like richer than all of the
Oh, is
supermodels.
she? Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
family generational wealth.
Mm.
And then you know what I would do? I would donate all of her money away. No, but seriously, I would like I would probably start like a foundation. Just like get the charity going, but then like outside of that, if that could just be like an hour thing, then I would just kind of live it up. I would go to Erewhon. I would like go to a 5-star restaurant. I would go, you know, party in Ibiza.
Huh, fun.
Turkey imported from Spain.
Oh my gosh.
Towels imported from Turkey. Lobster imported from Maine.
Exactly. All right. So, honest confession. I feel like you'll have fun with this one.
Okay.
What's a bad decision you've made that you do again in a heartbeat?
I made a lot of bad decisions.
But you were like, it was a good time.
Probably like Darty. None of that was really like a good decision, but I would do it again. You know what a Darty is? A day party.
Yeah.
It's like I would go and get drunk during like Saturday morning at the Frats or downtown with my friends, you know. No classes. OSU's playing. I know that sounds stupid, but because it's not, I don't know, because I just don't really like party anymore. Or
Yeah.
like, and I didn't do that many stupid things that I would do again.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
That's an innocent and nice, like, yeah,
Yeah, just
everybody. Yeah.
go get drunk during the day.
I feel like a lot of people do that in their midlife crisis, right? Because they want to like live out those days again, or didn't. I guess I don't know. I was never
Yeah.
really Okay, a superpower. If you could have any, uh, if you could have, excuse me, if you could have one useless superpower just for fun, what it would be?
Useless.
Well, that's annoying. What's one annoying habit that I do?
If I could have one superpower, I would snap and fill my fridge with whatever I was thinking of.
Nice.
No more grocery shopping for me.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I would like have a refrigerator full of strawberries and watermelon. I should have brought watermelon. Oh, I can't eat tomorrow anyways. Okay, never mind. Darn it. Whew. Okay. Rules you'd break. If you could break one societal rule with zero consequences, which one would it be?
I thought of one, but it was kind of work related and I don't want to say it. So, you know,
You would allow jaywalking?
no, I wish like I don't know. I'm like, this is kind of mean, but like I wish we could be rude to people. I mean, they can, you can. I'm just not. Like I don't know. I would straight up tell people like I don't want to hear you talk right now. Like I wish I could do that at my call center job. So that would be a rule.
I feel kind of bad saying this because I know some clients probably listen to my podcast and stuff, but and probably the ones listening aren't the ones I feel this way about. But there are just some people where I'm like, and it isn't that I don't mind talking, it's just that they don't get that because I will talk. And so they're probably like, well, you're talking too. But I generally have 4 clients a day, and all of them are an hour and a half. And the majority of the time, they all want to talk. And so I get that. I get you wanting to do that because sometimes I'm just like, I'm such a better therapist if you just let me listen to my music and let me work. Because that's what I want to do. I want to listen to my new playlist. It's all vibey and I'm in the mood. And I'm just like, I want to just do my job because I love my job and I'm so much better at it. So yeah. Sometimes it's like just shut your pie hole.
Just shut up.
Shut your pie hole.
Can we just tell people to just shut up?
Yes. All right. Hidden talents. What's a talent or a skill you have that most people don't know about?
I have almost no skills or talents. So I'm just going to say I'm double jointed. And my shoulders and my hips too.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is the last one.
Okay.
Hypothetical. I can't even see this. Why can't I see this?
If you want me to read it.
Yeah, isn't that sad? I couldn't even read the last one.
If you could create a totally ridiculous law that everyone had to follow for a day, what would it be?
I don't know why all of a sudden I couldn't see.
Okay. I'm thinking like, do these people get to go to jail if they don't listen? Like, what's the fastest way I can get all these people in jail? America be like.
What do you mean?
Like America be like, what's the fastest way I can get all of these people in jail? Because I just want to be like, no littering for a day. Like if you litter, you're gone. But I will just say, how about this? I want to see one day of everybody has to dress up in like a uniform. Like just people need to, nobody can be in sweatpants. That's it. I want the girls in like khaki skirts and a blue polo. And I want the boys in a blue polo and khaki pants. And I just want all of us to be dressed like that for one day.
Blue polo.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like a navy blue polo.
Oh, a navy blue. Okay, I was trying to picture that. I pictured
Navy
baby
blue
blue
and khaki.
I pictured baby blue for some reason, and
The girls can be in baby blue.
it just didn't match. It's just like those colors don't blend.
So she's going to jail.
I'd be like, "What color blue? Did I get the right blue?" I went shopping. We went and got a suit last night with Ricardo, and he had picked this blue. It was just funny. And I was all like, "Okay, well, they can't look like they're the same blue if they're not the same blue, because that's gonna like make it look like you tried but missed." I'm like, "But they could be two different shades of blue, or one's like a little bit lighter than the darker one, and then you can pair that together." And then we went with the brown suit. After all,
naturally.
And then what's so funny?
Sounds like Sydney and Cam picking out colors.
What was so funny is like we're walking out of the mall, and I was like, "Oh my goodness! I just realized that I dressed you to match me at the assembly." I'm like, I cannot match you. I know, because I was like, I don't even think we're dating or anything. So I was like, I gotta find out a whole different outfit. The outfit I was gonna wear to the assembly, I'll wear tomorrow night to the memorial, and then the outfit I was gonna wear to the memorial, I'll wear to the assembly. So black and tan to the assembly.
Very nice.
Yeah. Anyways, okay. So we're gonna miss you.
Thanks. I'll miss you guys.
Hopefully they won't notice the miss with these 2 episodes back to back, and be able to do that. So we appreciate you guys listening and following along, and just listening to our little mother-daughter dialogue tonight.
Banter.
Yeah. Got to go know her a little bit more, and so did you guys as well. Again, we also appreciate your patience with, us going through this next step with her, because again, we don't know what the surgery is, like the healing stage. We hope that it's a short time, but if it's longer, be open to my saying that, we might delay. I'm also having an interview with my friend Brittany scheduled, and so you'll get to hear that segment too. So I'm hoping that the shows will flow. Again, we appreciate your follows. Always comment, and if you can, share. So thank you again for sitting with Rise and Wine tonight. We hope you have a good rest of your week, and hopefully the weather improves too. You guys take care. Bye. What?